What is up, guys? It is Couch Potato here, back with another video, and today we are doing a remaster of the top 5 Marvel movies. Now, recently, I have watched 4 different movies. I've rewatched them. I've rewatched Black Panther, I've watched Guardians of the Galaxy again, I've watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 again, and Avengers Infinity War. Now, watching these 4 films alone, they have answered a lot of my questions. They have given me a higher opinion of some movies, and have lowered my opinion of some movies after watching these films again. So today we're going to be ranking the top 10 Marvel movies instead of the top 5. Once again, it could be any movie, it doesn't have to be in the MCU, so yeah, let's just start off. Okay, so in at number 10, I have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now, last time it was an honorable mention, but after watching the first movie, then watching the second, it really was a disappointment compared to the first one, but I'm going to say this right now. It was not that bad of a movie, really. It's not that bad. Some of the plot lines were all mixed up, and I know it has a pretty uneven tone to me. It's really weird. And for some reason, I just don't like the movie that much, as much. It's still a really enjoyable movie, though, and obviously, I like Kurt Russell, and I like Ego. It's a villain, but it was really predictable. Because when I watched it again, I watched it with a friend, and they said that, oh, the guy's bad, he's probably going to be bad, and I didn't tell him that he was right, but he wasn't very surprised when the twist came at the end, because they really had no villain. I mean, are you kidding me? Was the Sovereign really going to be the villain? They kind of were, but not really, so, I mean, it was pretty obvious, so, still a really enjoyable film, but a real disappointment, and it didn't really live up to the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Still a good film, though. I feel like I'm hating on it too much. But anyways, that's at number 10. Coming in at number 9. I'm skipping all the way to number 1. Coming in at number 9. Number 9, this might surprise a bunch of you. This is Iron Man 3. Out of all the movies I watched, I had answered no questions from Iron Man 3, but now that I have a bigger list, I have a bigger span to put different movies on here. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm recording this video right after the Shadow Fight video, so if my battery's low, then that's why. So, anyways, Iron Man 3 was the worst, not the worst, it was, to me, the best Iron Man out of all 3. Now, that's really surprising to a lot of you, probably. Main reason is probably because I hated Iron Man 2, and I thought that Iron Man 1 was overrated. I just didn't really like that movie that much. It wasn't bad, though. Iron Man 3, for some reason, is my favorite Iron Man out of all 3. It was a pretty good film. Like everybody else, I hated the Mandarin twist, and I do not like the villain. But the action sequences were really good. I don't really remember too much about the movie, but what I do remember does put it on the list. It was a really good movie. Not that much to say about it, but it was really good. I liked Iron Man. Of course, Robert Downey Jr. does a great job in the role. Comes in at number 9, Iron Man 3. Coming in at oh gosh, what was that? Coming in at number 8, I have Spider-Man. Now, the Sam Raimi one, by the way, Spider-Man. Spoiler: Spider-Man: Homecoming's not on this list. I don't really like that movie that much, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Spider-Man is it's the my second favorite out of all the all the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, but I really like the movie. I don't know who the actor is who plays the Goblin, but I really like him. Franco Harris is good. Tobey Maguire is good. Oh god, I was about to say something else. I have no idea what I was gonna say, but the movie was really good overall. It had a good plot. The villain was good. It set up the Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, obviously, and because of that movie, it was actually able to make Spider-Man 2 a decent film, and it made Spider-Man 3 a good film for me, but I can't remember too many problems that I have, except for some boring parts in the movie, and, like, when it gets boring, the biggest problem I have with it is when it gets boring, it gets so boring, like, if I were watching this in theaters when it came out, then I'd probably want to leave the theater multiple times. Because when it gets boring, it gets really boring. Like, the most boring thing ever. And that's one big flaw I saw in the movie, because it was pretty darn boring. It was not good. But other than that, it was a really good film. Oh yeah, also I should point out another thing. Movies like Logan and Deadpool 2 are also on this list, by the way. Like, they're allowed on this list, and I'm going to give you a little spoiler. One of them is on the list, but yeah. Anyways, just getting that out of the way, because just in case you guys didn't really understand it. Okay. Spider-Man, good film, comes in at... Why does it keep popping up? Spider-Man, good film, coming in at number 8. Coming in at number 7 is... Oh my goodness, I feel like a lot of people are going to hate me. They're going to attack me for this. Avengers Infinity War. Just wanted to make sure. I thought you got started. I was going to say Avengers. Infinity War. After watching it for the second time, it really lowered my opinion of the movie. I watched Guardians 1 and 2 and Black Panther all after I went to see Infinity War. But all of those things answered all the questions I had, except for, like, the population stuff, except for the, erasing out the universe. Other than that, it didn't bring anything, like, it didn't do anything good. Let's start with the cons of the movie. For one, leading up to, could have had more action scenes, could have had more fight scenes, could have had more fighting with all the characters, and some people should have gotten more screen time, for one. I know it's hard to fit all of them into a big movie, but some characters were just pointless in the movie, like, Winter Soldier didn't get much screen time, got barely any. It was just really dumb, because not a lot of people got too much screen time. Yeah, obviously the person who got the most screen time was Thanos, so my biggest problem with this is that it's just kind of boring in between, for me, and some characters should have had way more screen time. Oh god, hold on. Excuse me. So anyways, it's still a good movie overall, though. But I'm gonna tell you this: if the movie was not that entertaining, then I would have not even put it on the list. So yeah, that just goes to show that the action scenes were so good that they literally were able to get it on this list to number 7 at least. Great film, just not the best, just not all that good. Could have been so much better. Okay, so at number 6 is Avengers. Once again, after watching the other movies, it lowered my opinion of the movie, but not by much at all. This movie was great, and it was really hard for them to fit all these heroes that have had their own solo movies, except for some of them, and fit them into this movie. I'm pretty sure they had a I'm sure they had a big budget for the movie. It was really good. Like I said, I don't remember much about this movie. Also, I have a quick question. Do you guys know if Captain America got a costume change? Because I think he got a costume change from Avengers to Infinity... Well, I already know from Avengers to Infinity War it changed, but what about Avengers to Civil War? Like, did he get a costume change? Because I think he did. I just can't really notice it well, so please answer that question. But I like the little Thanos cameo. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I used to think that was Super Skrull. You guys probably don't know who that is. I don't really know who that is either. But for those of you guys who have Marvel vs. Capcom 3, that's who he is, so I thought that was Super Skrull, and I wonder why it was purple. No wonder I used to think he was, no wonder I got confused because he was purple. He's not purple, he's green. Anyways, the movie was good. I like the Chitauri. Surprisingly, a lot of people don't like them that much. I like Loki too as a villain. Everybody does. He's a good villain, so. Just outside my top 5, though, because lots of boring parts in the movie, but still good overall. Comes in at number 6, right outside the top 5, sadly. In at number 5 is, well, this was last time actually at number, what's it called? No, it's actually the same spot. It's Spider-Man 3, once again coming in at number 5. Spider-Man 2 is my least favorite film out of all the 3, and I guarantee you that's the movie that everyone likes the most out of the Sam Raimi movies. But Spider-Man 3, I will defend this movie forever, as long as I live. I will defend this movie. The storyline was a little messed up for me. Could have been a little better. But it was a good movie overall. Like, what can you not enjoy? It was really fun. The black suit scenes were incredible. The way they were able to make the symbiote look was just phenomenal. It was a little, for people who were kids who were watching this, in the, like, at the end part where the symbiote was by itself, was kind of creepy. When I watched it for the first time, I watched it at like 8 or 9 years old, and maybe 7, and I got creeped out. I had nightmares from that what? That scene. So it was a great film though, minus all those faults. Those faults were really, really bad. Like I said, like Spider-Man 1 though, boring parts. So boring. Oh my goodness, they were so boring. But the action scenes were just phenomenal for me. I know a lot of people probably think I'm crazy putting this movie over Infinity War. So, yeah, please don't hate me in the comments. I mean, why does it really matter how much I like the movie anyways? Anyways, yeah. Comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, this was number 1 last time, it's Black Panther. After watching the movie again, I just didn't like it as much. It seemed a little more boring. And also, I feel like the fight between Killmonger and Black Panther sucked so much. After watching it again, it didn't suck terribly. It was like, 3 minutes long? It was supposed to be a big climactic fight, but my goodness, it was so short. It was so boring. Other than that, there's really no problems I have with the movie, besides the fact that it's really slow. And, of course, Killmonger shows up in the next half of the movie. But it's a pretty fine film overall. I do enjoy the movie. It's just, some parts of the movie. Oh, my goodness. It has a lot of faults, but, well, not really. But the faults that it has make it seem like it has a lot. But it's a good movie overall. Comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is going to be Thor Ragnarok. Now, last time it was at number 2. 1 position down. Not bad at all. Really not bad. So, this movie is hilarious. Probably the funniest movie in the MCU. Not of all time. Or in the Marvel movies of all time. Just in the MCU. But it had a really uneven tone. Really, let's just get the cons out of the way. So, first off, very uneven tone. When his eye got cut off, they made a joke of it. They made a joke when there shouldn't have been jokes, because you're supposed to feel sad or you're supposed to feel bad for the character, not like, oh, that really sucks, he got his eye cut off, but, no, that's not how that works. No, that's one big problem that they had throughout the movie. They just tried to be funny, mainly, because they knew that Thor the Dark World did not work out well. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious that they tried to go for humor, which is what, Guardians of the Galaxy did and stuff, but this movie had a really uneven tone, and that's the only problem I have with it, and plus, the other 2 movies above it are just better, but this movie, oh goodness, it had a lot of faults, but once again, Black Panther, it seems like it has a lot of faults, but did I skip a movie? I think I did. I hope I didn't. I just feel like I did. Okay, so, no I didn't. Okay, good. Just making sure. I just remembered my list. Okay, so, I like the fight scenes. The fight scenes are good. Nothing's boring about the movie. There's, no in-between boring parts, except for maybe one part. I really don't remember much. But I don't really remember too many boring parts in the movie. It's good overall. Obviously, everyone loves Korg and stuff. Really good movie. Comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2 is our third movie on this list, surprisingly, that is not an MCU movie. It is, in fact, Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2 was so funny. It was, my goodness. It was super funny. It was the funniest movie I've ever watched. It was really, really funny. I like the jokes in it. oh yeah, spoiler alert, real quick. I didn't say that for Infinity War on the last list, but I'm saying it now. I'm sorry about that for those of you guys who got surprised and didn't, and got spoiled. Or I'm sorry, I didn't mean to spoil anything. But you get a spoiler disclaimer now. So, remember. Okay, so, anyways, spoiler time. So Deadpool 2, I like the idea of him Russell and stuff. The motivation for him is really good. How he wants to be friends with Deadpool and he wants to escape with him out of the prison, but Deadpool keeps denying him just because he's someone. I mean, that's a big deal, but because he lost someone and he feels guilt and stuff, it actually can make you kind of sad. Not me, but it can actually make you kind of sad, like, and stuff like that. The movie doesn't have an uneven tone for me. It's really, the tone, like, the way they balance things is really well. I really liked it a lot. The introduction of that new character, I think it's supposed to be Elektra. No, it's not. Like, that girl with the pink hair, it's not supposed to be Elektra. I don't know who she is, but she's okay. She just didn't get enough screen time, so she's okay. I like Juggernaut in the movie. He was, oh my goodness, a big improvement from the last Juggernaut that happened in, I think it was X-Men The Last Stand. Big improvement. He's really funny in this movie, a lot more menacing and stuff. Great, like, side villain. But another problem in the movie is, who's the villain besides Cable? Like, because Russell's not necessarily a villain, and Juggernaut is not the villain either. He's just defending Russell. So then, who's the villain in the next half of the movie? Oh yeah, Cable, another thing. Cable was great in the movie. I didn't really know much about Cable before, but he's really good in the movie. And of course, Ryan Reynolds, Josh Brolin and stuff. Great jobs doing their roles. Don't really know any other actors. Please correct me if there are any other big ones that I should know. Great movie. Really funny, but just right outside the top. I mean, just right outside number one. Just a tad. And at number one. This will surprise some of you, but at the same time it won't, because everyone knows it's a good movie. It is the weirdest movie and most unexpected movie to be a success in the MCU so far. Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 1. I already told you guys that at number 10 when Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was on there that I liked the first one more, and it's pretty obvious when we got to number 2 and named Deadpool 2. And there was no Guardians on there, so it was pretty obvious. By the way, we have 0 honorable mentions for this list. So, yeah. This movie, when I watched it yesterday, 2 days ago? Yesterday? 2 days ago? No, yesterday? Yeah, when I rewatched it yesterday, I just loved it the entire time. I loved it. Ronan the Accuser, to me, is a very underrated villain. He could have had more action sequences. He had one action sequence, which was a big problem for me, because that's not what the type of villain you want. But it was good overall. I like the fact that he's, like, the only person willing to challenge Thanos and stuff. Really pretty good villain. I said really pretty good. Pretty good villain. He's very underrated to me. But this guy is okay. Anyways, the movie itself is great. Like, a talking tree, a raccoon, a normal guy, some alien, and some alien. And they put that all into, like, you know what it is? It reminds me of the Avengers, because it's like a team. They're basically the Space Avengers. Basically, the Space Avengers. So, yeah. Also, watching this movie, when Yondu dies in the second movie, it's a lot more sad to me, because I get to see what he's like in the first one, and then what he changes in the second one. It's a lot better, and I really love the movie. I can't really say anything bad about it, except, like I said, Ronan having more action scenes. I don't really dislike this movie, like, at all. It's a really good movie. I have no cons about it, except, give me a second to think if there's any cons about, or faults about this movie. I'll say something when I'm ready. I can't think of anything right now. I can't think of anything bad about this movie. We're gonna keep. Yeah, anyways, I can't. I'm just tired right now. Sorry. I can't think. Oh my goodness, that sounds weird. I just can't think of anything right now that's bad about this movie. I can't think of anything bad about this movie. I loved everything about it. Great casting for it. Everyone was great in their roles. Just a great movie overall. Can't say anything bad about it. Comes in at number 1, 100% on my list. Let me also, don't forget, before you click off this video, make sure to like the video and also subscribe if you haven't already. Give me your personal ranking down below, and please give your reasoning for each placement, because I would really like to see some things, because if there's some reasons you guys have, then I would love to hear it. I scroll through the comments whenever there are comments, but I'm lonely, so yeah. Anyways, I scroll and look at my comments whenever there are comments on my videos, so make sure to let me know down below. And also, by the way, the next MCU video will be based on the top 5 worst. That one is going to be very, very interesting. So yeah, anyways, hope you guys did enjoy this video. I will put my ranking down below on the comments. That way, for those of you guys who just want to know already, can look at it. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Goodbye, my friends.